Hello, everyone. We are live. It's so good to see you.
Absolutely. Day
Beautiful.
3 already.
Can you believe that? Day 3. Amazing. Oh, and for those of you who wrote me and asked me about my leg, I'm good. I'm good. The leg is good. So beautiful. Lori, today is day 3. We wanted to go through homework, so I guess we want to also just ask you guys to write us in the challenge here and get the homework going for you. We want to be able to support and help you. And we are going to begin the Dream, Believe, Create process soon. And so let us support you here, make appointments, write us so that we can hook you in. And some of you have, many of you have taken the 15-minute option of the calendar so that we can best support you further. And if you'd still like to do that, you can. So grab the link in the group here and go ahead. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So, we just kind of stepping back a little bit and looking at what we've been doing, where we're going. The first day we really tried to identify what are those areas in life where I'm really feeling called to up level, and identifying one specific area that we want to use and really focus on during the 7 days. Yesterday was all about really getting the clarity, not the clarity of, what are all the external circumstances I can imagine wanting in order to feel good in my life, but what is truly going to fulfill me? What is going to bring meaning and purpose into my life? So hopefully by now I have heard from a few of you who have really gotten clear on that intention. And so today we're gonna take that intention now, we're gonna take that clarity, and we're gonna build by moving into the next step of the process, which we can call kind of brainstorming. And I'm going to take you through the process, and this is going to be your integration work today, which you have as a PDF, as the download, which we'll send to you again to make sure that you have that and you're able to, access. And this is where things start to get really exciting, because this is where you're taking steps, right? Creating. And so the way we're going to do that is we're going to look at all the things, right? You're going to get some paper out. I'd love to see like a big brainstorming session with either a big whiteboard or big pieces of paper, or maybe you feel better, in a journal or something like that. But think about it and sit down with your intention that you really got clear on yesterday. And I want you to think of everything related to this goal, literally everything. Don't think, oh, that could never happen, or is that important? Is it not important? I don't know how I would find that. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Everything that you can think of, just let it spill out onto the paper.
And Lori and I were talking, and we don't want you to censor yourself. Mm-hmm. You censor yourself all the time. Not good enough, can't do it. What does your dreams bring you? And get back to the earlier you, the passionate you, the one that actually had dreams, the one that went out and played, the one that built castles and fought wars and built bakeries and all sorts of stuff. Get back to the center of who you are, because when you don't censor yourself, that's where your true love lies, within that space.
Yeah, and that makes me think of, I love the example, I've got 6 kids. And so I have been blessed to be, constantly reminded of that energy that you're talking about, right? And the perfect example is one of as an 8-year-old, my now 10-year-old told me, I think I've been thinking about this. I think I want to be a doctor. But I also really love singing and dancing and performing. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to be a doctor 3 days a week. And then 3 days a week, I'm going to perform, on stage and be a singer and dancer. And I just love that. I was like, yes, like, where is that? Yes. Right. Yes. And that's the person that we want to invite to this brainstorming session. That's the version of you that can show up here and be like, I want to dance on stage 3 days a week, you know, and it's not even so much that it has to look exactly like what we're you know, connecting to in this brainstorming session. But I guarantee you, if you allow that part of you to come and be the leader in this exercise, that you are going to walk away with the steps that you know, that are actually going to create that, what we're looking for, that fulfillment and that meaning and that deep connection with yourself. So write it down, just imagine and play with this. And as you go through, you'll see on the worksheet that one of the things, you know, it gives you some ideas for you to explore. And it was you know, looking at what are some of the things that I have right now that could help me. And I'm going to go through an example actually, so that this makes a little bit more sense for you. But everything you can think of that you currently have that would help you to reach your goals. So these things could be money, property, relationships, skills, literally anything. And then look at what could I imagine needing. Okay. And if that you're like, I need $1 million, write it down. Don't worry about, is it possible for me to obtain it? Just start there and let
And
that
your needs can
grow.
be your wants too, right? Right, Lori? Needs can be wants as well.
They're, you know, all part of the puzzle. So, and then ask yourself, you know, and that list looks similar. It's the money, it's the relationships, it's the kids' skills, it's the property that you can imagine yourself needing. And the next question is, what is a person who's reached that goal already? What do they have, right? What did they use? And then any ideas that you have for acquiring some of these things. So it's not that you have to have all the answers and you have to spell everything out in this step, but we're getting some, you know, some ideas around what is the next step that I'm going to take. And this is going to help you understand what that is. So I would love to share an example, because sometimes it's, you know, that's the easiest way to understand how the assignment can look. And this is a personal example, one that I've run through this process. We told you this is what we used to create the lives that we have. And so, and it's very real. So I'll share with you that, you know, I feel really called to support people on their journey, as does Mia, you know, and we've talked about the fact that, you know, getting people out of their current environment and giving them a place to just be someone different, right? Show up, you don't wake up in the same bed, you don't have the same, you know, and then stumble to the bathroom in the same way, then you go make your coffee, then you go to work and have the same life, right? That's, and everything around you is cueing you, live your same life, think your same thoughts, be the same person, right? We've talked about the idea of bringing people, taking them out of that environment for a little bit of time so that they can feed themselves, you know, something different and open themselves up to possibilities. So we've talked about opening a retreat center or holding, you know, retreats. And this is something that's been, we've been really passionate about lately. So as we kind of take it through this process, you know, we can look at what are some of the things that we could imagine. Well, we have some savings we'd be willing to invest. So we have some resources, right? We have some assets that would allow us to get a loan for this place, right? We're really thinking about all the different ways that we could bring this into being. We have relationships with other people in the health and wellness industry. And here I would go ahead, I would list those people out. These are the, you know, 25 people that I could contact and consider how they might help me. Maybe they'll be participants in it. Maybe they'll send some clients, maybe they'll, whatever it is, right? These people are valuable assets. And family member who would be willing to make the retreat center, you know, part of their life project as well. Mentoring skills, obviously we have coaching and we have the ability to create the content for that. I have meal planning skills for the food piece, and Mia can support in all of these other beautiful ways. We have some design skills that we could use to design the place in a way that would, you know, foster the people being able to connect with themselves and be really motivated and things like that. We have drive, determination, and a trust in the universe that it has this project in its care, you know, that this is something that we feel called by the universe to do. So of course the universe is going to show up and help us in whatever way. You know, it may not look exactly like we're thinking, but these are some of the this is a very shortened version, but just to give you some ideas around what it could look like. And then we did the same thing with some of the needs, right? We're going to need people to help us build and organize and market and on and on and on. And so this is, you know, we went ahead and made this list so that we could start to see, and as you'll continue into the next few days, okay, now what are the steps? How do I, you know, what's the next thing after I do this? This is an important piece that we have to look at first before we can continue going forward.
If you don't know what you don't know or what you don't want, you don't know it until you spend the time contemplating, thinking, moving through things, being playful with yourself and the universe. The universe conspires with us to create when we're happy, joyous, and playful. That is really a foundation. And so it's really beautiful to keep that energy. And just because what Lori's sharing may be above what you're looking at right now, you can see the steps, right? The continuous congruent steps of what you want and desire. So play with that as you move things out. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And this is like how we start to actually show up, right? If we're not just dreaming anymore, we're not just saying, oh, wouldn't it be wonderful? You know, someday I'd like to
create it.
That's right. This is where someday ends. This is where we're like, no,
it begins. This is where the someday begins, literally.
Yeah.
The old ends and the new begins right here in the moment of the connection between the desire of what you're creating and seeing how amazing it is, to the belief, right? To, okay, that's it. It's done. I'm creating it. Remember when you were a child and you would crawl through swampy waters and roll over anthills playing soldiers or hiking or pioneer or whatever you played, you know, that's the passion we're looking for. That's the place of creation. That's the expectancy that the inner being within us wants to come out and share. We've suppressed so many years, so long, because we were a bad girl or a this or a bad boy or a, you know, whatever we're being told by our parents, the society, the world, our teachers, we go inward. So allow yourself in that space to just play and be. It's not immature to consider these things and to work through them. It's actually a very mature state to be able to say, well, you know what? I'd really like my own grown-up dollhouse outside. People call it a she shed. I think I'm going to create that. Whatever it is, it's for your making. And I love how Lori is saying, let's do it now. Get up and do this now. Because look, you've lived your life this long. Some of you are in your 20s, some of you are in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, maybe even older.
Sure.
And so the thing is that it's never too late. It's never, as a young person, too late, obviously, because you're at the beginning of beauty, to think about where do you want to go in your future. And it's never too late when you're older to say, you know what, life has not closed the lid on me yet. I'm here. What can I create in this moment going forward? What do I really want?
Yeah. And it's a light energy. This is not, oh my gosh, this is going to be so hard. Or it's just, you know, I can't even imagine it, how I'm going to, you know, be able to do this. That will shut us down. That will, you know, keep us stuck. That will, you know, literally tell us, our brains will tell us, oh, another time, I'll do it this summer when the kids are off. I'll do it when when this work project is over. I'll do it. And how long have we been telling ourselves, you know, that the time is now, right? And
the time is now, definitely.
The time is now. And we believe in that for every single person. And that's why we are here today in this week. And also just extending, you know, our coaching and our encouragement and our support to help guide and lead in the best way that we can do that is number one, by showing up and commenting and coaching in the Facebook group. As you post your homework, we can then be there to support that and to, you know, help work through blocks or whatever. And the other thing is, I know the window for the welcome calls is closing up, but we're also opening up tomorrow, I believe, are opportunities for accelerated calls. And what that is the opportunity for you to take what you've learned so far, right? A lot of you have said, here's my intention. Either, had some questions around, not sure how I would go about this or whatever. Every day that you're doing your homework, you're going to come across some things, and maybe you're not going to know exactly how to work through them or how you're going to take it forward after the week. So we've set up what we're calling our accelerated calls to be able to be there with you and help you through the blocks, help you understand how you're going to take this material forward, right? Because the week's going to end, and we don't want your progress to end at the end of the week. We want you to be able to, see it all the way through. So tomorrow, starting tomorrow, we're going to have those accelerated calls. Will open up, and you'll have till the following Friday to book those calls.
And if you're already in on the welcome calls, because I even have a couple tomorrow, keep those.
Yes. I meant as far as the window for scheduling more.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, if you're set up now, that's perfect.
And also, this is really an incredible opportunity. Lori has the Freedom Channel, her group, where everybody is about freedom within yourself and freedom from emotional eating and freedom from distress and to create lives. And me with the Self-Love Revolution, we both have big groups is what I'm trying to say. And so together, the greatest you, I've seen that some newer people are starting to come into this part of the week's classes. So take the opportunity to get to know us, to get to know the work, because we've taken two successful companies and put them together. So the greatest you is literally not about Lori and me, even though we're going to still do our work because that's who we are, but it's about you, literally. Being in that state of grace, being in that state of awareness that you can actually get what you want, create what you want. Some people will have some roadblocks. So this is why we want you to reach out and talk to us in your homework. You may get that I'm not good enough, I don't deserve that. Talk to us about that. The emotions are our thing. That's the primary work that we deal with people, the emotions, the inner child, the things that stop you. Let's get you unblocked so that you can dream in a space where you can see it and say, oh my God, there's nothing else in the world that I want. To be that inspired. I was that inspired, Lori was that inspired, and that's why we changed our lives. And it's not an easy process, and that's why we've done this, is because to show you and help support you along the way, there are roadmaps to success. And this is one of those roadmaps to success. So we're really happy that
Yeah. And we'll talk more about the blocks as we go, because this is the kind of the point as you start doing the work, you start to see where those roadblocks come in, where they've come in for you in the past, where they've stopped you. And that's not going to happen this time. We're going to work through them together. So today and from here on out, our time is we're going to really respect your time and give you time to be able to dive into the integration work. So just are looking forward to seeing your homework, seeing your questions, anything that you want to share or that you're needing. That's what we're here for, especially this week, always, but especially this week. We have opened this whole space for you guys and what you need in this week to be successful in this process. So take advantage of that. It is offered to you with a lot of love. So I look forward to connecting with more and more of you.
Me too. It's so much fun, isn't it, Lori?
It really is.
See the bright people. The people that have come through so far on the calls, they're so amazing. And their creation spaces, that's why they took the calls, their ideas of creation, they want it. And that's the beauty, to actually change your life. Like when I was in the wheelchair and my life was pretty dark and the doctors gave me less than 2 years, do you think that I wanted to die or be in the wheelchair? No. It was in that space that actually made me say, I want to live and to find that way. And fortunately, because of who I am, it came through me in a vision. And I changed my life. Lori's did too, and she changed her life. So not everybody is as fortunate as that, and it's probably why the universe hooked us up together or connected us, is because we do make magic. But we also have supported thousands and thousands and thousands of people, literally, over the last 13 years, specifically in this and in our other transformational work. So you guys, that's why we have so many years combined here, is because this is big stuff for us, and it's been for quite a while, and we love it. So let us support you, since
Yes.
we have taken the journey many times with people.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. We want it to be efficient for you this time. We want you to get to the place where you want to go much more quickly and much more easily than, you know, than you ever thought possible, really.
And that's also why we're not extending our coaching call today really long, because we want you to dig into your homework. You do have so many hours in the day. And so right now during the challenge, we want you to focus on that. And so are we
Start your
saying
brainstorming.
That's right.
Send
your
pictures. Send
Do it, put
pictures.
them up on the group. I'm
Yeah.
going to send some pictures of some stuff that I have been dreaming about recently. And
Yes.
so do that, guys. Post them for us here.
Yeah, yeah. And I love everything that we've seen so far. And just like Mia said, it's true inspiration. And thank you for sharing that. It's really beautiful.
Okay. All righty. So we will say goodbye, and you know how to reach us on the page. You know how to connect with us. Sorry, I'm trying to see how to stop the live stream without disconnecting Lori. All right, everyone. Much love. Have a great day. And this is all about you.
Bye-bye.